Hey everybody, welcome back to Exodus Lab. Hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and that you're looking forward to the new year. Well, today we're going to do an alignment on the radio, and this is my first attempt at it, and I've done all my studying and researching and a little bit of testing, and pretty much sure that this will be a success. Hope so anyway. So the equipment we need a voltmeter. I'll use my trusty multimeter in this case, and this is connected to the voice coil of the speaker, and that's according to the manual. So the reason for that is, when I find a little sheet here, is that we connect them to the terminals of the speaker to ensure the circuits are tuned to resonance. So quality of sound, etc., depth of sound, and I'm just going to follow what the manual tells me to do. Second thing we need, of course, is we need to eject a radio signal into the radio, and we do that through our signal generator, which produces radio frequencies and goes from, I don't know, 100 hertz all the way up to, what's that look like, 180 megahertz. And in this case too, I've also connected my audio generator to the RF generator, and rather than use the audio signal that this thing produces, I'm going to use this one. And the reason for that is that I've just got more control over the amount of volume for the actual audio signal itself, which is riding on the carrier wave of that signal generator there. And that's the only reason for that, and yeah, I'll just get more control out of it. So the first thing we do, according to the procedure, is make sure our volume is on full, and it is. The tuning capacitor, or the tuning gang as I like to call it, the vanes are closed, they're meshed, not open, and we will connect the hot end of the signal generator to the 6A and 7 valve, to the input grid, and we'll do that via through a 0.1 capacitor, which is what's specified in the procedure. Now, I looked at this and I had to figure out which is the input grid on that valve. So I'll just zoom in and show you. There's the valve there, or the pins for it anyway. And just get my little book out and we'll look up 6A and 7. And there it is there. So one thing I did actually find out a few days ago, that the input grid is the grid closest to the cathode. And where's my pointer? So there's our cathode there. In this case we've got pin number 2, which is that grid, but we've also got pin number 9 over there. So which of the two is it? Well, going back to the actual valve socket itself, located my gap, started counting, pin 1, pin 2. Pin 2's got a green wire attached to it, and that green wire goes to the tuning gang, the output of the tuning gang, so that must be our input signal. Pin 9 is connected to mica, which goes to the oscillating coil, which is right up there. But I'm going to go with what's coming out of the tuning gang, because that's the frequency being fed into the valve. Now, the other thing, or constraint, that the procedure gives me is that the voltmeter should not exceed about 1 volt as we're tuning. So we turn it on and we switch to AC voltage, because that's the voltage type that's coming out of the output transformer. And what we'll see is the louder our signal is, the higher the voltage on our meter. So we'll get the connections happening right now. So pin number 2. Just see me a little bit more. And just making sure it's not touching anything. That's good. And our negative lead from the generator just onto the earth. So let's turn the radio on. Oh yeah, before we start that, I'll be adjusting the second IF can first, top and bottom, trying to find the peak voltage for each adjustment, and then we'll go to the first IF can and we'll do the same process, always looking for peak voltage, and then we'll repeat. Go back to the second, then do the first, and that should be the alignment completed. Right, so let's get, like I said, let's get the radio on. Let that warm up. And I'll adjust this. I'm wondering where to put the multimeter so that you can see the readings. And the radio's come to life. It's good, so turn on our generators. And we're getting there. This thing just needs a little bit of time to warm up. It's a couple of valves in there. And the frequency, or the alignment frequency for this is 457.5 kilohertz. Now, I'm going to just come in so you can see. And we're on band B, and as you can see there's 400 kilohertz, and there happens to be a little marker there at 455 kilohertz exactly. And I'm just going to go a little bit past that. Let's turn it up. And there's our signal. And that's as close to 457 as I'm going to get it. And as you can see, we're only registering 0.6, almost 0.7 of volt, which is more than enough, Can drop it down a little bit more. Alright, we're ready. So I'm probably going to have to use my metal screwdriver just to begin with. Not sure how tight these things are. And then hopefully if they're loose enough I can use that plastic tool I've got. So I'm going to, according to the procedure, wind it out just a bit, and I should see the volume drop. Alright. Now wind it back in, and we're looking for a peak. And I'm dropping again. So back it off. That's about it, I'd say. There. It's not far out at all. Just back it off, go down. Right. Come back up slowly. That's good. Let's go to the top end of the can. And put that over there. Try not to get my hand in the way. Going to back this off to see what happens. The signal's dropping, or the voltage is dropping, so wind it in. Can I get you more? No. Oh yeah. It's about there. So that's not too bad. Go to the first IF can. And wind it out, dropping, so wind it back in. more can we get? And we're dropping again, so just back it off a little bit. Okay. And the other capacitor on the can. Backing it off, so wind it up a bit. Turn the light off. I hope you can still see it. So I'm just small movements just to wind it up. I'd say still going. I haven't even made a complete turn on the can yet here. And now it's dropping. So just back it off. I'm just going back and forward till I'm going to leave it there. Alright, that's pretty loud. So now I'll do the second pass through with this plastic tool. Hopefully I can turn this around, turn the cap around. So I'm just winding it up ever so slightly. No, dropping. There, 595 volts. And just had the thing tool around the wrong way. No, it's too tight. Oh. Back the other way. Just turning it. No, dropping now, so back it off. There. That can's done. And one final go at the first can. No, just dropped. So I'll try and put it back. That's it there. And what can we get out of it here? It's just dropping, so let's just put it back to where it was. Ouch. There. That's it. That's done. That is aligned. I'll turn the volume down. Disconnect that. And let's have a listen to what we've got.
A postal route between Amsterdam and Batavia.
And all the way down past Cranford Frankston Road. In the members. Well,
let's go to the high end of the band. So
all Australians can.
Use me, you deceive me, and never see.
that's pretty good. That's it. Alright. So that's the IF tuning done. The next step is to tune the RF. So I'm just going to set this up, and I'll be back in a second. We'll run through that procedure. Well, now it's time to do the RF alignment, and I do have a problem though. If you recall, in the first video on this radio, the dial drum was missing, and I replaced it with the only one that I could find that would fit in there, because I've got a couple of others but they're way too big. And now our dial tracking is out. That drum is just the wrong size, and I've got this now on a known station, the ABC, and that's 3LO. And if I go to the bottom end of the band, which is about there, and of course the dial pointer should actually be right there, and it's not. So of course we go to the high end, and that's as far as it goes. So clearly I need something that's a little bit bigger, but I don't have one, and maybe one day in the future I will. Now the RF alignment, as I understand it, is primarily to do with dial tracking, so that you get all the stations that are available in there, and when you're on 3LO, you pick up 3LO, etc. So I'm still going to do the alignment, but I mean, I've got that this particular issue that I can't resolve at the moment. So it's still worthwhile doing it. It's still worthwhile. I don't know if it's going to fix up the reception at all, but hey, we'll go through the process. So let me just turn the volume down and turn this around. So you can see, and we'll be using the multimeter as well, I would suspect. And first off, we'll connect our signal generator to the antenna, and we connect it through in this case, a 200 picofarad capacitor. And I believe if you've got that's only for this radio, and it might be a different value cap for another radio. I mean, I'm not sure. Probably will be. And what else? Negative terminal onto the chassis, and we dial up 600 kilohertz. So turn these on.
Bluebill ducks is something that I know Greg said he's seen quite a lot of here. I think he said he's seen 400 of them.
Get that over to 600.
Rare and endangered duck. So
that's it there. As long as that's warmed up. Now 600 will be...
Can you paddle us towards the Grampians?
yes, ma'am. The interesting. What was it?
We'll hear it eventually.
In front of them live.
There it is. We'll just turn up the volume a bit. There's a lot of funny noise there. But anyway. So the first thing to do is to adjust the oscillator trimmer, which happens to be right down here. And we tune it for maximum response. So we're currently at 0.313 volts. It's dropping. A bit higher. And I missed the peak. Let's just go back a tad. that's going to be it there. Okay, take away our metal screwdriver. There's no way my little plastic tool is going to be able to turn that. Now we're going to do the trimmers on the oscillator trimmer and the aerial trimmer, and for that we'll go to 1500 coil cycles.
Well, where does life come from? Where does it originate from? But you know,
I've got the generator on 1500. Let's move up the dial. I'll turn it down a bit. There it is. And that's 1500 kill cycles, but of course, the not according to the dial indicator. But again, we're looking for peak voltage, and we'll do the oscillator trimmer, and I'm sure there's got to be some sort of tool, plastic tool that fits over this, but I don't have one, so I'll use my fingers. It's dropping the signal. Oh, very, very touchy. That's about it. So that's the oscillator. Now the aerial trimmer. That's about it. So that's the RF alignment done. Got to go through the process yet again, do it once more. So back to 600. And back down the dial. I think that's about right. Yep. There it is. 600. Back on the oscillator coil. And too much interference with the light on. So let's see what we get. So I'll go backwards a bit, anti-clockwise. That's the trouble, I've got to have it in full volume. There it is there. That's good. Turn up full. And back on the trimmers. That's about it. No, a bit more. That's it there. Now the aerial trimmer again. sorry. So that's the reading I got. So we'll turn this stuff off now. Turn the volume down and see what the stations are like. I know what that station is, not too bad.
Consistent basis.
Yep.
US, but what an incredible job you've all been doing. So
Let's put excellent reception on it. Excellent. Well, there we have it. Done. Certainly, be nice to have the right tools, especially for these little trimmers here. And I'm sure there is one, but we've got to do with what we've got. And if you're just beginning, I mean, I've collected a bit of stuff, but certainly there's still a lot more stuff that I need to get, and I'll get them when it pops up for sale. But a vast improvement on what it was, and it was pretty good to begin with. Anyway, that's the alignment process, and it seems to have worked quite well. Got peak voltages. The reception is absolutely wonderful on this thing.
listen to it all the way.
Okay, so the dial tracking's not the best on it. Never mind. I mean, I know where the stations are on the band, and really here in Melbourne, I haven't listened to 4 of them, so the rest are all Greek or Asian. So anyway, that's it, guys. If you've got any questions, any comments, more than happy to have a look at them and respond. But hope you enjoyed it. At least I'm pleased it's done. So I'll be doing this again and again and again, I think. Quite easy. And not that time consuming, really. But anyway, I'll catch you all soon. Take care and have a great new year.
A lot of fun too. You deserve it. It's been so great to spend time with all.